Hey there, LEGO fans! Welcome back. Alex here. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at the new Outlaw Forest Den. This is set number 910057, contains 2,618 pieces. Now this is a design by Brickhammer. Now this set is from the Bricklink Designer Program Series 6 and was only available through crowdfunding last October. But now, several months later, they have finally arrived at our doorsteps. It's always a very exciting time when these finally arrive because BDP sets take over a year between when we first see them and when we can actually build these things in our own homes. Now, first things first, you guys. We all know this thing's called the Outlaw Forest Den, but old geezers like myself, we just can't call it that. We have to call it what it really is, and that is the Wolfpack Tower. We know it can't be called that because of rules and whatever, but I just can't call it anything else. So just know, going forward, I'm going to be calling this thing the Wolfpack Tower because that's really what it is. Many of you older fans of LEGO will remember, of course, the original Wolfpack Tower that released all the way back in 1992. This and one other set gave us a small band of thieves that was just a fun little faction that many of us have very fond memories of. Now, throughout the BDP program, there's been a lot of castle designs, and there's been quite a few of the Wolfpack Tower designs submitted, and I always voted for them because I really want one, and finally we get one. So congratulations to Brickhammer on your design being one of 5 chosen in Series 6. And finally, we get one through LEGO. I mean, actually, it's not even through LEGO, it was through fans of LEGO who submitted the design, and we came through for you and voted for it. And that's why I love the Bricklink Designer Program, because it really gives us designs that, for some reason, LEGO won't give us, the adult fans, these old geezers of LEGO. No acronym coming. So us old geezers of LEGO finally get what we want, and I'm so excited, but I digress. Let's go ahead and talk more about this. So let's start with the minifigures, shall we? There are 10 minifigures. We have 8 Wolfpack figures and 2 Lion Knights figures. They all seem to be various ages as well as have different specialties in weaponry. Now this is a fierce looking group, I gotta say. It'd be kind of scary to meet them in a dark alley. Now we also get a couple of wolves added to our Wolfpack, a couple horses and birds and squirrels, so yeah, there's critters kind of spread all around here. Now the 2 Lion Knights have the horses here, and they're on a little path here that unfortunately will bring them close to the Wolfpack Tower, and they look like they are ripe for a plundering. Fortunately though, this carriage that they're pulling here has a nice little decoy. We can see a couple of barrels and a chest up here, and we think that that's where the goodies are, but actually it's underneath. Very sneaky. These Lion Knights have to be very sneaky to get their valuables past the pack. Now, as for the build experience of the Wolfpack Tower, I gotta say it is very unique. It's a little tedious and it's just different. It's very unique because, well, it looks messy, doesn't it? And it's not supposed to look like a structured castle like the Lion Knight's castle or the Black Falcon's castle. This is something that looks like it's evolved over a very long time. It looks like they had like a little cave that they were hiding in, and they had their valuables and kind of hid themselves from the searches of the soldiers. And then over time, well, the plundering was just so successful that they continued to add on to it until finally we have this massive tower sticking out of it. And they're not even hiding anymore. They're saying, hey, look, we are open for business. And I gotta say, guys, looking from all of the gold in and out of this Wolfpack Tower, man, business is really good for Wolfpack. It's a good time to be Wolfpack, and it's actually a pretty cool looking structure. It looks like on the side here where the water is, I want to say it looks like they built on something that might have been here previously, maybe an old castle that they've kind of just taken over and just made it their own. But I do love these steps up to the main entrance here and into the castle, but we'll kind of stay on the exterior here. I think it's a good balance of rock work and greenery with the trees and the leaves and all that stuff kind of hanging off of it. And again, it's supposed to look kind of messy. See, it looks like it's kind of built with spare parts that they've kind of plundered for over time. When I first started building it on the base, it was just kind of awkward how it was angled, how you have some different angles coming together. When you finally get past the base area and you're into the actual rock and structure of it, it really comes together, and it's actually a really fun build. There's no repetition in this thing at all the way from the bottom to the top. It's a pretty challenging but fun build. Now the interior of this thing is a little interesting, and how you access the interior is quite unique. Like I said, it looks like the base of operations started in a cave, and to access that cave, well, you have the back entrance here, and you have this rock that slides open like this, and that allows you access to the inside. But of course, we need our human hands to access this, so this back part opens up here to give us easier access to the interior. We also have this section of rock here that opens up, and then we can see all of our treasure hanging out. Now, of course, there's a main entrance now with the front, and that is called, I think it's called a portcullis. That's kind of like the castle gate that moves up and down, and this thing opens with this mechanism here on the side. It works out pretty well. So this looks like it's the main living quarters, as we see a lot of gold in here. A lot of their gear is set up in here, and we also have a place where we can eat and play some cards, enjoy some cheese or some carrots. Now the upper level is accessed via these stairs. You actually have to go up these and go through these main doors, and then you can actually access the upper section here. And this is actually a cozy little area. This is where we can actually control the portcullis from the top here, and we also have a small area where somebody can sleep here, so room for one, even though 8 of these Wolfpack people are here. Now the upper section here is accessed via a ladder. Now on the back of the tower itself, we have a panel that comes off here. We can kind of see the inner workings of these ladders that allow you to climb all the way to the very top. And we do have a sticker here that has a map of the kingdom, which is kind of cool here. So yeah, there are a few stickers, this of course being the largest one. And at the top here, we do have a panel that opens up so they can get at the top here. And we have a little bird's nest here. And of course, this acts as a great lookout for oncoming dangers. Now, what's also interesting is that the tower pops off as well for easier access, which I thought was kind of nice. So nice to see that there. So I guess you can call this a bit of a modular. But all in all, that's basically it. I mean, it is a Wolfpack tower. It's the base of operations for your Wolfpack, and it is awesome to see them back again in action and ready to go. But of course, I get to add this to my castle layout, and I'm very excited to actually have the Wolfpack tower represented, because truth be told, I actually had those Wolfpack sets back in the day, but I sold them. Foolishly sold them, but always on the lookout to grab those again. But in the meantime, very happy to actually have this in the collection. So let's go ahead and take this thing downstairs and see how it looks in the layout. We made our way downstairs. Here is the castle layout, which I gotta say has just been absolutely thriving. It's growing a lot faster than I could have ever imagined. And a lot of great BDP sets have been added here, including the Alchemist shop here, which I reviewed here recently. But just beyond that is this new expansion area, and that is where I decided to place the Wolfpack tower. Not really a lot of options, or room, I should say, in where to place it. So it's right here in the back corner. And this section right here was never intended to be made, so the lighting doesn't really extend that far out. So at the very edge here, it is a little dark, which I think is actually appropriate for Wolfpack, because, you know, they like to operate in a little bit of darkness there. But as you can see here, a lot of the Wolfpack characters are out and about doing training, causing some mischief, getting into trouble, hiding behind trees, things like that. I also had 3 of the collectible minifigure Wolfpack guys here, and they each come with a wolf of their own. So 3 of those added to the 2 from the Wolfpack tower design gives me 5. So that's kind of a Wolfpack there, a real Wolfpack, hanging out with the Wolfpack gang here. Now, I decided to make their connecting road here to their gate really ugly and messy, because no one's going to do that for them officially. I mean, they're renegades, right? So they got to do it themselves, and they're not really good at it. So it looks kind of rough there. So I kind of gave it a little bit of character there, but I'm not really good at the detailing. I did add a lot of little bushes around it here to kind of give it some character, like it has been here for quite some time. Like I said in my review, evolving over the years. But no, a healthy amount of Wolfpack characters here. Really happy to see this thing added here. And of course, it being a tower, the guy on the top of the tower, man, has a great view of the surrounding kingdom, so he can look out for potential opportunities of people coming towards the Wolfpack tower that they would like to, let's say, investigate, right? All right, guys, that is it for me today. Hope you enjoyed that video. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Till then, you guys have a fantastic day. Bye-bye.